to The Force Always. My name is Diz, aka David Zammit. Let's get on with the news, views, reviews, and interviews. And the top headline news today is Visions Volume 3 trailer is out. It's been out for just a little bit, but just to let you know, Visions Volume 3 trailer is out on, I'd say, YouTube. And that is coming, the actual series is coming to Disney Plus October 29. I must admit, the trailer looks good. I'm not a big anime person, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just I'm not into it that much. But it does stylistically and musically really fit the picture for me in Star Wars. It sounds good. In fact, I really love the funky beat, as I would say, the funky beats, hip-hop type beats with the orchestral music, which is my ultimate combination of music. Orchestral and hip-hop type beats together, and in this trailer, it really displays it really well. And so you can check out the new trailer, Visions Volume 3. It's a Japanese-style cartoon sort of series. It's interesting, and just check it out. See what you think. Anyway, and that's it with the news. So, the only other news I can tell you is that Starfighter is still filming. It's still filming somewhere in the world. I would say in England, but it's still filming. That's good. No news is actually good news at the moment with the Star Wars productions. So it's going well. Anyway, let's get into Views. Views is my story idea. Now, it doesn't mean I don't like the stories in Star Wars. It means that I just want something that I want to talk to you about Star Wars. Let's get into Tamara Morrison, who plays Boba Fett and, Clone Troopers and Jango Fett and that guy. I met him, actually, you may be able to just see him there. I've got a picture with him over there. It's not clear. I won't show you today, but I'll show you another time. Should there be a book of Boba Fett season 2? And I think there should be. The story idea I present is that there should be a season 2. It needs to somehow really go back to the roots of what Boba Fett is, or Boba Fett, however you want to pronounce it, and being a real hustler, real gangster, sort of mysterious person, not the good guy, sort of like The Mandalorian. It needs to bend itself back into that sort of realm. There should be a season 2. I think it's worthy. I think people would actually see it, especially the hardcore Star Wars fans. He was definitely a fan favorite at Star Wars Celebration in Japan. He was really lively, and his lines for autographs and photos were pretty big. So anyway, Tamara Morrison, I think that's how you say his name. He's a New Zealand actor. Being an Aussie myself, we like to give each other a little bit of fun, sort of comedic type of, crap to each other. So I did that to him, and he took it well. I won't get into it because you won't really understand what I actually said, because it's just what it is. Anyway, so Book of Boba Fett Series 2, there should be. I'm saying to you that it should be going back to his mysterious gangster sort of ways, and somehow transitioning from the story we know at the moment, which he's the good guy, the hero. He needs to somehow, turn the tables and just sort of be like, you could actually work as a long-term thing for the character, turning the tables, being such a scoundrel gangster hustler that he is. That's what I think. Anyway, it's my story idea. Now let's get into reviews. Now, reviews. This one is a very sacred piece of collectible I've got. Let me show you it. This here is Yes, the original Chewbacca from 1977. If you look really closely, it has been autographed by Peter Mayhew. That's Peter Mayhew, who is the original Chewbacca. And if you look really closely in the bottom corner, it is actually authenticated by Topps. I got this signed, and I met him at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. 2 weeks after this event, roughly anyway, he passed away. All I can say is that he was sitting in the chair really awkwardly. You could tell he was in all sorts, but he was there for the fans. Let me tell you, I really loved that moment. I even had a bit of a comedic moment with him. He just, had some water just before I had a photo with him, and I've also got an autograph with him as well, but I got a photo with him. He sort of had some water. He sort of gargled. He went, ah. And I said, "You are Chewbacca." And it was a bit of he even laughed at that. It was just a nice little rememberable piece of history for me. Rest in peace, Peter Mayhew. He was an absolute classic. But I have an autographed sort of fan poster that is authenticated by Topps there. You can see in the bottom right or bottom left or whatever you're looking at in whatever direction. Anyway, this has got to be a 10 out of 10. Okay, not everything I've got is a 10 out of 10, but I've been saying a lot of 10 out of 10s, but this is a 10. I hold this dear to my heart. If I were to ever depart from this, it'd be a big one. But anyway, that's the review. Let's get now into interviews, and this we should really rename this segment, calling it the Michael from Werribee South interview on David Zammit or Diz of every week. He loves it. He's from Werribee South, which is the west side of Melbourne, which is a bit of a harder edged area. And it's funny enough, we've got Snoop Doggy Dogg in the country at the moment for our big football final. And he's from the west side. But anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. But anyway, let's answer some of his questions. Michael from Werribee South has asked, what mission has the Mandalorian been hired for? Now, I'm assuming it's for the movie that's coming out. I'm assuming that Michael was asking about what mission. Well, we don't know the mission yet. We don't know until we actually see the movie. There's a synopsis out there, a rough story idea of the Mandalorian. I don't think it's been released as yet. But we don't know what he's been hired for in the actual movie. Usually, these type of bounty hunters are hired to either kill or, kidnap or steal in the name of credits, which is in Star Wars language, money. They're just, gangsters, they're hustlers type of people. But this Mandalorian that we know of, the Mandalorian that is on Disney Plus, because Mandalorian is a group. It's plural, not singular. But even though this particular Mandalorian is the Mandalorian for some reason, we may get to know that why in the future. There could be a bit of a secret, hidden piece of information that no one's ever asked. Maybe, I don't know. But we don't know what the mission he's been hired for in this particular film yet. Anyway, the next question, why is the Razor Crest back? And I'm assuming he's talking about the movie again, Mandalorian and Grogu, which comes out next year. The Razor Crest was the Mandalorian's original starship. And then it was destroyed, but now we have seen an image of it or another one in the actual trailer that came out less than a week ago, but with sort of yellow panels on the wing area, I suppose. Why is the Razor Crest, which is that starship, back? Well, I don't know. This is going to be another, tidbit where we just wonder why. Is it been rebuilt? Is it the original one? Is it another one? What is it? We don't know. Why is it back? We don't know. Again, that's yet to be determined in the movie. So Michael's third question of the day: how big of a role does Zeb have? Zeb, let me give you a fun fact about Zeb. So Zeb, first of all, first appeared in the animation Rebels. He was a part of the crew on Rebels. He's a purple alien type character. Sort of like Chewbacca. Funny to say that because the original Star Wars way back in 1977, the actual design for Chewbacca was going to be this creature called Zeb, which is in Rebels. It was going to be that. It was either Chewbacca or Han Solo, one of the two. I'm sorry, it's one of the two, but I think it could have been the Chewbacca or possibly Han Solo. That came out in 1977, but they scrapped it. They left it as just artwork, and then the Rebels animation, which came out almost 10 years ago, had the character come out. They named it Zeb, and he's been in, I think, The Mandalorian or Ahsoka as a sort of a live action character, brief appearance. But I don't think he's going to have a big role. I think he'll have a more sizable role than we think. And that's what I think. That's just my opinion, what I suspect. Zeb will have a sizable small role, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's the answer to your question, Michael, in Werribee South. And now to his final question: is this movie a long episode on a series of The Mandalorian and Grogu? Well, the series is actually not called Mandalorian and Grogu. It's just called The Mandalorian. That's a fun fact right there. This series. Now, this, at the moment, is one of the biggest complaints with the hardcore Star Wars fan community, is that it could be just a glorified episode of what we've seen or have been seeing on TV. So far, the trailer that we saw sort of signifies it could be. They really do need some sort of cinematic sort of feel to this film, which I'm a little bit concerned with in that trailer that we saw. The only thing that I saw before that was technically the thing at Star Wars Celebration, which was pretty much, the big AT-AT or AT-AT falling from the hill in the snow, and that was epic. That was I was convinced this is great. And the actual logo to the of the Mandalorian Grogu was not released then. They had a version of it, but not that. Similar, but not that. Look, I'm wishing it's not going to be a long episode. I really want this to have some sort of depth, especially a cinematic depth. It doesn't have to have wide, epic shots. I'll tell you what the actual trailer is missing and what we're seeing. It needs a lot more atmosphere, dirtiness. Like, for example, the first shot we see with Grogu and the Mandalorian is them behind some sand, sort of looking out to something, and it looks too clean and clear. This goes against the whole love of Star Wars and really George Lucas's sort of original idea of the used future. Even though, dust and smoke is not really used future, but it gives it a sort of dirtiness. I'm just wishing they really dirty up this film somehow, because too much clarity just has the whole story, film, whatever you want to say, a bit stagnant, a little bit, rigid, if that's a way to put it. That's probably my biggest concern from the trailer. It just looked a little bit clean. But yeah, so this could possibly be a long episode, but I'm wishing it is just a start, a body, and finish to the storyline of The Mandalorian and Grogu, in which it could have a possible second movie episode. That's what I would like to see. Anyway, that's for Michael in Werribee South. And that is the show for this time around. Until next time, actually, before I go, we have the big grand final, which is on tomorrow in here, Melbourne, Australia. It's the Cats versus Lions. That's Brisbane Lions and Geelong Cats. Geelong is a part of Melbourne. It's a very big day for us here in the east side and lots of parts of Australia. It's pretty much our Super Bowl. We have Snoop Doggy Dogg doing the pre-entertainment. That's going to be one thing to see. I love footy. I love NFL, to be honest, but I love footy, AFL footy. But the pre-entertainment sort of thing is always gets me a little bit nervous. Snoop Doggy Dogg, I wish you the best if you're watching this particular broadcast. Anyway, until next time, my friends, keep rocking.